We're back, everyone. We're back. I shaved, by the way.
Yes.
If you're wondering.
Yeah, he shaved.
Surprise!
Yeah,
Okay.
surprise.
So, this is the crazy video.
So, literally the day after St. Patty's Day, Daniel did ask me when we were planning the trip, were you going to be okay to travel? And I said, sure, I can travel after St. Patty's Day parade.
So let's try to explain where we were and where we ended up. Because I think, okay.
Yeah.
So this is a huge map of where we were, here-ish, and where we want to be, here-ish.
Yeah.
But, sure, planes exist, but why do that, right, Julia?
Why?
So let's zoom in a second.
It's so much more
So this
expensive.
is Ireland. As a reminder, we started in Dublin.
Mm-hmm.
We went over to, you can't see it, but it's around here-ish, right?
Yep. Sligo's there.
Yeah, it's somewhere around here.
Yep.
And then we went up to Derry. Then there's Belfast. Now, what are we going to do next?
Oh,
This is a reminder.
Yeah, so actually, technically, we're in Bangor,
Right.
so then we had to take a train
Down to Belfast.
To Belfast, and we had to then switch trains. So that we could get to
back to Dublin.
Back to Dublin.
Yeah. So
Dublin.
the train. Look at this, just beautiful Irish
More
scenery.
Irish countryside. I had to throw in a couple of photos.
Absolutely, but it was mostly trains.
Trains.
Whoosh, everything was going by just smooth as butter,
really
right,
fast.
Julia?
So while the upper part of the pictures are a little more clear, the bottom part you can clearly see that we were going
no
pretty
problems
fast.
on this trip, right, Julia?
No. Yeah.
Well, so this is how it was supposed to look. Right, we were supposed to come in on this line, hop off, switch, and over here. But look, this specific route isn't as frequent as we wanted it.
No.
So anyway, we caught a taxi.
Yeah.
We were just like, taxi's easier at this point because your Dublin tag cards, they expire eventually if you don't use them. And we had been away from, what were they called, leap cards?
I can't remember the name of their cards.
Something had hopped. Frog? No.
I'm not sure.
Nobody cares.
Yeah.
But I think it's
Could
Leap.
be Leap.
Leap
Leap sounds right. Or it's somebody's. I don't know. We've been to so many cities.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
It's not the Puffin. That's Guernsey.
That's what Guernsey was, the Puffin.
Okay, so anyway.
Yeah.
We realized that the route we needed was not as frequent as we wanted it. That's okay.
Right.
We got a quick taxi and jumped over here. Or maybe we leapt there. Haha.
Right.
Easy peasy. Right?
Wasn't too bad, actually.
No.
It really was not.
Once we did the taxi, it was nice and smooth.
And then hopped on another train.
And the train took us all the way to Cork. So this is... I want to go back to just show the full map for a second. Cork is down here.
Yep.
So we were here, we took a train, switch, taxi, and then down to here.
To Cork.
Okay, so now I'm going to go back. So, in Cork, just to give you some idea, I'm good. This is where we stayed, somewhere around here, because this is the actual city.
At another Premier Inn.
Absolutely.
Our final Premier Inn. Yeah.
But that's not where the docks are. The docks are, like, way away.
Right. So
you can't just roll out of bed and go.
No. So we did stay 2 nights in Cork.
And how many of those did you wander around town?
I did not.
Not at all.
I had no interest. I was a little, while Cork was a different city, I was a little kind of ready to move on from the Emerald Island. I was exhausted.
It was a long trip, and these trains and the shifting and the heavy bags, it was a lot.
And I knew that if I wanted to be fresher when I got to mainland Europe, that I needed the rest. So Daniel went out, though.
Yeah, so we
got
a few
pictures of the city.
Let's see what we got. Right, just some different viewpoints of Cork, because it's got kind of these various peninsulas and inlets like you saw on the map. Mm-hmm. So,
okay.
Oh, look,
there you go.
ceasefire now.
It was everywhere,
Wonder
guys.
what we're talking about.
Everywhere.
Could be anything. It isn't anything. It's, Palestinian support, guys.
It was all over it.
This English market was wonderful.
This is funny. Daniel brought me back some food.
I did. So it's got like old-fashioned butchers in there, but it also has like jellies and jams. It's all over the place, and it's just beautiful teas. On the inside.
There was like teas and stuff like that.
But each one is its own vendor. This isn't like a supermarket. They're just each little kiosk. I guess kiosk feels fair, but think more old school. So what else we got here? That's the church that was right next to us.
And so
it's time to jump back on it?
Time to jump on. So we took a taxi.
We sure did.
A longer-ish taxi to get to the docks, but it was all right.
It's fine.
We got to chat with our taxi driver. Really cool guy from like Lebanon or something. I can't remember.
So.
But it was a really cool guy. And he knew all about Cork, so he was
been there
pointing things out to us as we were driving by. So it was really kind of cool. But then we eventually get to the ferry docks,
right?
The port of Cork.
We got there a little early. This is there not open yet because we're there so early.
We were there about
the building was open,
yes,
but not the actual Brittany Ferries station. So you can just like walk around the empty lobby. Which is not exciting.
We hung out.
I walked about a mile round trip to get Julia coffee at one point. And a little snack.
Thank you, honey.
And so, as a reminder, this is our third company doing ferries. We did Condor. And then we did... Who was the one that went across?
I can't remember the one for...
Irish Ferries,
something
maybe,
like that.
But this is our third one.
But this is Brittany Ferries.
Let's get on the ferry.
Yeah. So it is definitely the
nicest. Oh, it was so nice.
The ferry we had been on.
Now, this was also going to be the longest of the ferries.
Yes. So we actually got a room and we stayed. And... typically, we wouldn't have gotten the room, but I think by this point it was like it wasn't too much more to get the room.
Almost 20. It was, what was it, 18, 16 hours?
It was quite long. It was almost a day. It was almost a full day,
and it would be all night.
And it ended up being fortuitous because there was a huge...
a massive number of kids.
Massive number of teenagers that were just running all over the place, sleeping all over the place.
French kids who were coming back from a field trippy thing in Ireland. And, of course, they weren't going to fly them all.
No.
So they went crazy.
Yeah. The only people in their groups that had rooms were the actual teachers and things like that, so you could imagine how the place how loud it was. So it was very good that we had gotten the room for several reasons.
Some kids, I guess, had paid extra for rooms, but a lot of them did not, and they stayed up all night, man. Yeah. And even in the morning, you'd see the ones who didn't slowly uncurling themselves as we were like, oh.
So it was actually a good idea that we had gotten there so early, so the kids recognized that these were the groups of people that were ahead of them. So we actually got to kind of board early, or a little bit earlier as well. We were the first group of people that were able to get onto the ferry.
Absolutely.
But more pictures of the ferry. It's very beautiful. More eating area. Oh, and there's our room.
That's somebody's legs.
Those are my legs.
And that's the book that I've thought about a lot because I didn't finish this until I was back in Hawaii. It took me so long to read it.
But yes, you can actually see that there is space. It was a tad bit cramped, but there was some space for our things.
It was fine.
Top bunk for Daniel, bottom bunk for me. Yep. And little table space there. Okay, moving on. And as you can see, I can stretch out.
And we can unpack a little bit. We didn't have to go nuts.
We unpacked some, of course,
Boots off.
Another little table and all that. And the mirror there is on the door to the bathroom. So the bathroom, even though it was on this ferry, was not our smallest bathroom.
No,
not even
Hotel.
Close to being our smallest. We'd also like to point out
that's Dune that Julia's reading.
Yes, that I did finish on the trip. So is somebody wanting to join us? I think
some certain cat.
our cat.
Let's just get him in frame.
Yeah, he's
like,
a little curious there. He's shaking things a little bit.
Attention.
He's rubbing his face on the computer, so it might shake a little. Our meal, we did get there in time for some food, some a la carte food.
Rubbing his face on the computer here.
Oh, he's adorable, guys.
I just want attention. It's all about me. We're not re-recording if the cat comes into frame.
No, sorry, you guys just have to deal with cat.
Great
images.
Pretty this is.
Absolutely beautiful. The ferry itself, I mean, it's not a ship like Cunard or anything like that.
It had activities. It had a little arcade.
So
it even had a movie theater.
Yep. So it shows all
I forgot which ones.
I got a little picture of the arcade before the kids started to.
Well, once the kids swarm, you can't.
Yeah.
You're not going to take a picture.
We weren't going to take
pictures
of kids. So, and of course, a little photo area and their little mascot there. Kind of cute.
They're pointing out where to find whales
and dolphins, and of course, these are the paths that they go. So I'm pointing to where we started. This is the actual.
Can you? Yeah.
So we're the green. So we go whoop right to mainland France. There.
Over. This is the route we're doing.
Yeah.
And you can see they have a bunch of routes from England all the way across to Spain.
And they also do routes to Guernsey. So there you go.
Well, they just got the contract. That didn't exist when we were
there.
That's
right. That didn't exist when we were there.
They did get the contract, and it's all confusing because Jersey and Guernsey don't agree. Politics of places you don't care about. Anyway. So where in France did we land? We landed. They can't see your finger.
They can't see my finger.
She points to the screen like you can see her finger.
There, in Roscoff.
Right.
Roscoff.
Now, we get off. We get our passport stamped. We're all excited. We're the only ones that get our passports stamped, except a few other people, because,
Yes.
Ireland
because Ireland to France is EU, right, and so they didn't have to stop.
So as we're walking off, there's a couple. One is American, and the spouse is French, and they start chatting with us a little bit. Oh, so where are you going? How are you going to get there?
And to show how unprepared we were for this route, we're like, oh, we thought we'd, look for a taxi service. And they're like,
no, you got to call ahead for that. Yeah.
No, this is a teeny tiny town in Paris. You book ahead.
And we're like, well, how I
how
guess we're
far
have to
is
sit and
it?
wait.
So let's show where we actually had to go.
So this is Roscoff. We have to go here
to Monterre, which is Molière, is also where we went through.
That's where we'd have to get to, which was hours.
It was a distance.
Was it at least? It was about an hour.
I'd say, the whole car ride was about an hour.
But, and want to finish the story?
So the lovely French/American couple
took pity on us.
Took pity on a silly younger American couple from Hawaii who didn't know what the heck they were doing and said, there's room. The lady spoke to the driver. The lady spoke to the driver, asked. She sat in the front.
Not a large taxi cab.
And he's like, sure, we'll make it work.
We slammed in the back. We didn't have many bags, thankfully.
We didn't have many bags, but they had a few, which was fair. It was their taxi.
So, but we fit everything, bags on laps and everything.
Bags on laps, and we got to the train station.
And we just watched it rack up, and they said, no, we were going to get the taxi either way, so we didn't even pay. Very generous of them.
Very generous. They're amazing people. They got us to where we needed to go,
and that's where we could catch the rail the rest of the way. So from there...
From that train station, so...
Do I have a better map?
Yep, well, we have the actual picture of the train station. There we go.
Oh, yeah, there it is.
There it is. Nice little train station.
Yep.
And some, French countryside
just to
there.
Be clear, French trains are fast.
Very fast.
So we zip along on our way to Paris.
Crazy fast.
I have an app that tracks how fast you're currently going, and this is the ones that would hit 200.
No, this is crazy.
Miles per hour, because I'm still American. But it was blistering compared to, Amtrak.
Couple other pictures of the train there. Oh, haha, yes.
Yeah.
Look who took a little nap.
You did. Also, we did not know that we had assigned seats, so that was fun. These seats were incorrect, so we had to awkwardly be the ones to move to our correct car. That was fun. We are just blundering everywhere and somehow lucking out.
Yes, because everyone's been really gracious, and actually the people who we ended up sitting next to, actually the one gentleman told us exactly where to go once we hit the Paris train station. If we hadn't spoken to him, we would have gotten so lost.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, so let's
explain what comes next. This is Paris.
Mm-hmm.
You may have heard of it. Julia's about to point at the screen again. So we're going to come in here, and this is one station, but we need to be at this station. So there's a metro line that's going to get us from one to the other.
And this is what the gentleman had explained to us, was how to get to this on and off of it, and which one to catch. Yeah.
Was it the simplest system we ever saw? No. To be fair.
But the train itself was really good. Their subway was actually really good. Very smooth rides.
So, nope.
Okay.
Let's just talk about a few more things, because I want to applaud their system.
Yes.
They were the first system we saw that had full-sized gate guards.
Yes.
So this means that if you're standing and you're like, oh no, I'm going to fall on the tracks, like, you can't, because there's a wall.
Yep.
A wall that goes up to above your head. Mm-hmm. And that's the first place we ever saw it, except Honolulu, because our rail system does that.
Yeah.
So
these were amazing things. You can't get pushed or fall or faint onto the tracks and get hit by the train.
It's very secure. It's very safe.
Very, very safe
very
and
demure.
Secure. Everybody's packed in like sardines.
But that's how trains work, right?
Yes.
Okay. So it took us a little bit to navigate it.
But we finally got to the train station that we knew we needed to leave to get to our next destination.
Now, we get over to because there's a bunch of different little kiosks, because you're just going to type it in. And we're having a little bit of trouble.
We're seeing that nothing's leaving this day. Now, this is about 1 or 2 o'clock, and we're trying to get an
afternoon
train out.
Because remember, we don't plan to stay here.
Right. No plans to stay in Paris.
No, absolutely
at
not.
all.
So we flip around and we find one for 6, and it's 2. So that's about,
we're like,
4 hours.
4 hours, not bad.
It's not great. It's not bad. But it's just something
weird was going on with that ticket. And then it had dawned on us.
And we're like, wait a minute. They use military time on their tickets.
So 6 o'clock.
It already happened. Oh no! So I'm panicked. I think we just bought a ticket that already had passed. No, idiot. I didn't. We didn't. This is 6 o'clock the next day. I mean, because why would their system sell past tickets? This was us just panicking for a moment. Tired
and we're that
it wasn't the language barrier. The system switches to English if you wanted to.
Yeah, no, this had nothing to do.
We were just being tired and stupid because we hadn't gotten a full night's sleep in days. So we realized, oh, I see. We've stayed in the station waiting for the 6 p.m. train for
about 2 hours. We were just sitting around in the station, and then we're like,
oh, we need a hotel. Because the station closes, and even if it didn't, why would you do that all night?
I mean, to be fair, if the station didn't close, I probably would have found a corner somewhere because, woohoo. So what we ended up doing, since the station closes and they don't recommend you sitting outside the station.
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
That's not going to happen. Not on the streets of Paris next to a station. We got the most expensive hotel on our entire trip.
They saw us coming.
Oh my god!
Oh, you need one tonight.
Right across. It wasn't a flea bag. It was actually clean and actually kind of nice. I actually took a little bubble bath, which was nice. But if we go,
sure, let's take a look at it. So this is out our window. And
this is the train station, looking out our hotel room window.
Yes, and as a reference point, there's going to be Olympic things because, of course, there are. This is Paris, 2024. And it's not summer yet, but summer is coming. So that's why you see a random person in art.
So there was lots of like Olympic-y things.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it was coming. Which is also probably why...
Oh, there's an ambulance there. Let's ignore that.
Yeah, they kind of fixed up... They've been trying to fix up this whole area. I think we think it was in anticipation for it.
Look how pretty this is.
But it is actually very beautiful.
A semi-balcony, which is to say if I opened the door, I could not step out, but there is a place to hold my camera further out.
Yes, and to take some pictures.
There's an air conditioning out there. It's actually taking up the actual balcony.
So this is a picture from that's a picture from our bed.
The next
kind of very very romantic.
It was very romantic.
So
were we romantic, Julie?
This is an old world French hotel. So this next picture, that is the staircase to get to our room, which was on the 5th floor.
Yeah.
But if you can see in the very corner, the top stair is for Micah. So they did install an elevator. It's an elevator that can fit half a person and half a backpack.
Yeah, but it's tight. Like, when we went in with our rolling bag, it was the rolling bag had to be almost between my legs to get the elevator to close.
Daniel and I couldn't go on together.
No, absolutely not.
I had to wait. And then we get off the elevator, and there's 4 steps up to our actual room landing.
Yeah, so not
we didn't completely escape the stairs, but
you have to take a few steps up to get the elevator on the other end too. So not really wheelchair friendly
at all.
Here. No,
at all,
they don't care.
Even their stairs at their entrance was like.
We'll acknowledge the cool key card though. That's the card to get you into the room. Please don't try to copy it. Just thought about that now.
I don't think that'd be a problem now. But very interesting technology, and it was a nice big room. So I'm not going to poo-poo too much on the hotel and the room itself. They did come, and it was there available to us in our time of need.
Yeah, our desperation.
Our desperation time. It was our most expensive room. It ended up being about, $180 American? Because it was like
it's like 160
euros.
Yeah.
So it was our most expensive room, but that's okay. It was...
We needed it.
We needed it. It was there.
That's the thing about travel. You can be a great traveler for the right price.
Yeah.
That was not the lesson.
So they did have an extra bed, so we got to throw all our stuff on it and not keep it on the floor.
Nice.
And then, of course, we had our bed to sleep.
Okay. Shall we?
Yeah. Moving on.
This is the station we hung out in for hours, but this time we're actually going to get on a train.
So the first picture is the actual station and which train line we're going to be on.
This is the Eurostar. The famed Eurostar. And
train.
We're going to be bougie on this thing.
The second picture is I'm already seated in my seat and I'm looking out and I'm taking a picture. So that's what that one is. Yes, and we're on the Eurostar.
So, the Eurostar is fancy and swanky, and because of the amount we paid, which is not the top level, the top level comes with pedicures and I don't
gourmet
know.
meals and steak and all that.
Calm down. But it is only 3 across. So there's 2 of us and then a wide red carpeted aisle.
And then a single person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this felt fancy because it was.
Hence our fancy poses.
Yes, these are our fancy poses. And we are looking directly at you.
And there was so much room.
Aren't we looking at them?
Yeah, we're looking at them.
Look. Hi. We're looking at you, all 4 of us.
Yeah. So much room, so much leg room, so much butt room.
There's even room between the 2 of us. Like, there's a giant gap between us where we can just, like, lean in and not necessarily be on top of each other, which, that can be good, I guess.
But, anyways, so...
I'm in a silly mood.
Final destination.
Do you want to, shall we continue?
Shall we? And
so, let's explain. These are just random
Eurostar. So this is we did
remember,
get to...
we were back here. Mm-hmm. We want to go here.
Yeah.
And so we're shooting through kind of this kind of route.
So we did get to travel through Belgium.
Yeah. So if
that
you want to count it, we will. Yes. But we did have some Belgian waffles on board. I don't know. Right, and we were in Belgium when we had the waffles. But on the other hand, we didn't get off the train. So
I don't know.
Probably
it's up to you.
not. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe.
But then
we ended up in Rotterdam.
That is our next video.
Yes.
All right.
Is this the end of the video?
This is the end of it.
Yeah. There's no more slides.
There's no more slides.
Oh no.
Okay.
So till next time,
till
everyone.
next time.
Do, 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 do.